Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves, because what just leaked out of Chicago isn't gossip, it's a digital earthquake. We're talking about King Von's mother, the woman who stayed quiet through every scandal, every accusation, every heartbreak, finally snapping. And this time she didn't post a quote. She didn't give an interview. She leaked Lil Durk's private messages. Yeah, you heard that right. Private messages, the kind you pray never sees daylight. And what she revealed? Let's just say, this isn't your usual rapper beef. This is deeper, personal, the kind of receipts that make the FBI lean forward and bloggers start clearing their weekend schedules. Because apparently these texts expose why the streets say Durk's silence was never loyalty. It was guilt. So what's inside those messages? A confession? A setup? Or a warning from someone Durk never expected to turn on him? How did they get leaked? And why now, after months of silence? Was this revenge, grief, or a mother's final play for justice after years of being ignored? Buckle up, because this isn't just a leak. This is a funeral for loyalty, one text at a time. And if what's in those screenshots is even half true, the whole game's about to change forever. The internet had barely cooled off from the last courtroom leak when the storm hit again. This time, it wasn't a blogger. It wasn't some random inside source. It was King Von's mother herself pressing the upload. Within minutes, screenshots flooded every platform. Instagram stories, Twitter threads, even encrypted Telegram channels where bloggers trade exclusives like currency. The first image looked harmless, a simple chat bubble between Lil Durk and a contact labeled M. But the next one, that's where the whole narrative shattered. It showed Durk typing, "I told you they were watching. Don't say anything here." The reply from M was cold. "It's too late. They already did. No timestamps. No context. Just two lines that felt like a confession wrapped in panic." And then came her caption, written in the kind of tone that doesn't scream. It bleeds. "Y'all thought I was quiet because I was scared. I was quiet because I was collecting proof." That single sentence detonated across hip-hop blogs faster than any diss track ever could. Screenshots got dissected frame by frame. Bloggers zoomed into font spacing, battery percentage, background color, anything that could prove authenticity. Within an hour, Durk messages started trending worldwide. Comment sections turned into war zones. Some fans screamed fake, saying she was clout chasing off her son's tragedy. Others swore they recognized Durk's typing style. Short words, no punctuation, lowercase everything, the same rhythm from his tweets. The debate wasn't about grief anymore. It was about betrayal. Insiders close to Von's family claimed these weren't new screenshots. They'd been sitting on them since 2021, right after Von's funeral, allegedly pulled from an old iCloud backup that somehow ended up in family hands. One anonymous cousin told a Chicago blogger, she ain't want to drop them. She begged people to look into it the right way. But nobody listened. So she did it her way. And that's what made it feel different this time. It wasn't a fan theory. It was a mother's rage going public. The screenshots continued, message after message showing Durk allegedly warning someone not to bring that name up again, and another about them calling being tapped. Each one was time-stamped around late 2020. The same week, the feds reportedly opened a file labeled Internal Interference in Active Homicide. Fans didn't need confirmation. They started connecting dots on their own. Reddit threads lit up with charts mapping message dates to real-world arrests. YouTube reactors slowed down every word, matching Durk's slang from interviews to the syntax in the texts. But the part that sent chills through everyone came in the third image. A half-deleted message reading, "He wasn't supposed to be there that night." It didn't say who. It didn't need to. Everyone knew the night in question, Atlanta, the parking lot. The shots. The fall of King Von bloggers began calling it the ghost text, the one message that tied everything together. One investigative YouTuber claimed metadata from the screenshot showed it was pulled from an iPhone registered to an account once linked to Durk's management team. Another said the image had been edited to blur the time zone, suggesting whoever leaked it wanted to hide where it was saved. But that didn't matter to the fans. In the court of public opinion, Durk was already on trial again. Within hours, big names started chiming in. DJ Academics posted a cryptic tweet. If that convo is real, then we got history rewriting itself in real time. Major platforms picked it up. TMZ, The Shade Room, even BBC Newsbeat posted summaries. The hip-hop world was spinning, and at the center of it all stood a grieving mother holding a phone full of ghosts. Meanwhile, Durk stayed silent. No tweets, no story updates, nothing. His last post was still the black screen quote, "I gave love where I should have given distance." Fans went back to it and realized it wasn't random, it was a prelude. They said he knew what was coming. That maybe, just maybe, this leak wasn't a surprise to him at all. Inside Chicago, word started circulating that the family had handed copies of the screenshots to someone higher, a private investigator, or possibly even a federal contact already tied to the earlier surveillance tapes. Nobody could confirm it, but the rumor alone was enough to send shockwaves through every studio on the South Side. Artists who'd once bragged about being OTF for life quietly unfollowed Durk's accounts. Producers canceled sessions, citing scheduling conflicts. It wasn't just a social drama anymore. It was radioactive. But the real twist dropped when a Chicago journalist received an anonymous USB drive labeled simply "Revenge." On it, not just screenshots, but short voice memos. 3 of them. And the first one matched the waveform of Durk's voice almost perfectly. It was grainy, distorted, but recognizable enough to make anyone's stomach drop. The message? "We should have left that night. I said, don't pull up." That single sentence reignited the entire murder night debate. Did Durk know what was coming? Did someone ignore his warning? Or was that line pulled from a totally different conversation and spliced for drama? Nobody knew, but everyone wanted answers. And right in the middle of that frenzy, King Von's mother did something that turned speculation into obsession. She went live. No PR filter, no setup, just her face, eyes swollen but steady, voice shaking but clear. "Y'all been calling me crazy for years," she said, "but I kept receipts. I watched my son die twice, once on that tape and once in silence. So if they won't tell the truth, I will." Then she held up the phone. The same phone that, according to viewers, showed Durk's chat open in real time. The comments exploded. Tens of thousands watching. Some begged her to stop for her safety. Others begged her to scroll. She didn't scroll. She just stared at the screen for a full 10 seconds before whispering, "He knew." Then the live cut out. Silence followed. For minutes, the internet froze. And then, detonation. TikTok clips, reaction channels, conspiracy podcasts. Everyone replayed those 3 words. He knew, like a prophecy. Was she implying Durk had advanced knowledge of the shooting? Or was she talking about the betrayal that followed? No one could decide, so everyone picked the version that hurt most. Behind the scenes, insiders claimed Durk's legal team immediately sent cease and desist letters to multiple blogs. But the damage was already viral. You can delete a post, but you can't delete the echo. By nightfall, the hashtag #TheHeKnew hit 15 million mentions. Memes, remixes, edits, every platform was a digital riot. Old allies started distancing themselves. Lil Baby quietly archived his collaborative photos. One promoter in Atlanta canceled an upcoming OTF showcase, saying, "It's too hot right now." And through all of it, the streets were buzzing with one question. What was Von's mom's endgame? Revenge, justice, closure, or something bigger, like forcing the system to reopen the entire case? A former Chicago PD detective told a podcast host, "If those messages check out, that's material evidence." But the way it's coming out, public first, legal later, makes it tricky. The court hates chaos, but chaos was the only language the internet spoke now. Bloggers began theorizing that there were more messages, possibly full threads showing Durk coordinating hush money for certain witnesses. No proof, just whispers. But that's all it takes when the audience is already addicted to scandal. Meanwhile, Durk's mother posted a single comment under a fan page. "Don't believe everything you see." Short, cold, but telling. It didn't defend him, it dismissed the noise. Fans read between the lines and split again. Half believed she was trying to protect family privacy. The other half said it sounded like confirmation disguised as denial. By midnight, reporters camped outside Von's family home, hoping for another statement. They didn't get one. but a car was seen leaving. Black Escalade, tinted windows, 2 men in suits. The blog swore it was lawyers. Others swore it was agents. The speculation didn't stop because the truth never matters when emotion's louder. The internet was shaking. That blurry email had flipped the entire story upside down. If you talk, they'll end him next. No one knew who wrote it. Some said it came from an old Gmail once linked to Von's management team. Others claimed it was an internal warning from someone inside Durk's own camp. But one thing was clear. The leak had crossed from rumor to threat territory. Suddenly, what started as family drama now looked like an active security crisis. Bloggers were terrified, but couldn't stop posting. One YouTuber went live saying, "This ain't just gossip anymore. If those messages are real, Durk might actually be in danger." His chat flooded with comments. "He better lay low. Von's mom ain't playing. This is bigger than music." And within minutes, the clip was everywhere, chopped, reposted, remixed. Because that's what happens when fear meets fame. People can't look away. Meanwhile, verified sources began whispering that federal agents had contacted Von's mother after the leak. No confirmation, no statements, just a quiet no comment from the Chicago field office. That silence was louder than words. Fans took it as proof that the feds were already watching, collecting, connecting dots. Then came the bomb nobody expected. An anonymous post appeared on Reddit's hip-hop forum, supposedly from someone who worked on the case. It read, "That text about him not supposed to be there wasn't a metaphor. It was real." The comment was deleted 5 minutes later, but screenshots had already gone viral. Bloggers froze frames, compared IP traces, and one tech YouTuber even claimed the account was linked to a Chicago courthouse Wi-Fi network. Coincidence? Maybe. But in this story, coincidence doesn't exist, only timing. Now the narrative twisted again. If Durk wasn't supposed to be there that night, who made sure he was? And who sent that email warning not to talk? The theories grew darker by the hour. Some claimed a secret deal between Durk's label and certain officials. Others said Von's death was collateral, that someone higher wanted to clean the table, and Durk just survived by accident. The truth was irrelevant. The spectacle was addictive. And while social media burned, something strange started happening offline. Reporters spotted unmarked SUVs near O Block. Fans filmed mysterious men outside Durk's old studio. Was it paranoia or proof? Depends who you asked. But for the internet, it was validation, because now it wasn't just bloggers chasing drama. It was the streets themselves joining the investigation. Then, out of nowhere, Durk's burner account posted a story, just 6 words, "Don't believe nothing till I talk." It vanished 30 seconds later. But you know the game. People screen record everything. Within minutes, the post was dissected like a crime scene. Some said it confirmed he was alive and aware. Others said it sounded like a threat, a promise that something big was coming. That's when a voice note started circulating, a deep, calm male voice saying, "She is playing a dangerous game." It wasn't clear who said it, but captions across TikTok all agreed that was Durk. Whether real or AI generated, it didn't matter. It sounded real enough to feed the fire, and while fans debated authenticity, a new twist hit the timeline. A Chicago Tribune journalist published a story claiming Von's mother had been approached by unidentified individuals offering hush money in exchange for the removal of digital evidence. The article didn't name names, but one paragraph mentioned affiliates of an active rap label. Everyone knew what that meant. Within an hour, only the family trended again, not for music, but for alleged payoffs. Behind the scenes, several industry insiders confirmed they'd received warning calls not to comment. One DJ said a man called him at 3 a.m. and simply said, "Stay out of it if you love your studio." He hung up and posted a black screen captioned, "I'm good on all that drama," and in that silence, Von's mother doubled down. She dropped another screenshot, this one showing an unsent message draft from Durk's phone that read, "They gon' twist it anyway. Let them think about what they want." That line hit like poetry and confession combined. Some fans saw guilt, others saw exhaustion, but everyone saw chaos. Soon, conspiracy threads started naming people: India Royale, Lil Baby, even Memo 600. Anyone remotely connected to Durk became part of the digital suspect list. It was madness. One headline screamed, "Durk's circle imploding. Everyone talking except him." Meanwhile, lawyers moved quietly. Court insiders said emergency motions had been filed to restrict dissemination of digital material related to ongoing investigations. Translation: stop the leaks. But it was too late. The internet had already downloaded everything, archived it, mirrored it. Once data escapes, it never comes back. By now, the pressure on Durk was unbearable. His close friends claimed he hadn't slept in days, switching phones every 24 hours, avoiding public appearances. A studio engineer told a blog that Durk had walked into a session at 2 a.m., recorded 3 songs straight about betrayal, then deleted all of them before leaving. The engineer quoted him saying, "Ain't nobody hearing my pain until it's time." Fans read that line and turned it into prophecy. They said Durk was planning something explosive. Maybe a music confession or a diss disguised as therapy. You could feel the collective heartbeat online, everyone waiting for his move. And just when things seemed like they couldn't spiral further, a 4th message appeared on the timeline. This time, not from Von's mother, but from an account allegedly belonging to Durk's brother, the same name tied to that earlier FBI tape. It read, "Y'all believe anything. Play with fire if you want." 2 minutes later, the account was deleted. But screenshots flooded in, and the public caught the irony. The same brother once accused of betrayal, now defending Durk. That single moment fractured the internet again. Half of fans sided with Durk, saying this proved loyalty still existed. The other half screamed setup. Of course he's covering. He got the most to lose. And while they argued, bloggers discovered another chilling piece of the puzzle. A court filing from last month showing Von's mother's legal team requesting access to communications between parties involved in the 2020 homicide. That request was denied. But now, thanks to the leaks, the system might have to reopen it. At this point, the mainstream media couldn't ignore it. CNN ran a segment calling it a new kind of digital warfare, grief weaponized through screenshots. They even played a snippet of one leaked message, blurred names. Of course, while discussing how online evidence shapes criminal perception. Imagine that, the same. Streets that once ignored drill music now being analyzed on national television. But here's where things turned sinister. Around 3 p.m. that same day, Von's mother's main Instagram vanished. Not disabled, vanished. Type her handle and it said, "User not found." Panic erupted. People thought she'd been silenced. Her niece posted, "She is safe, but can't talk right now." That cryptic line fueled the scariest theory yet, that someone had stepped in. And while everyone speculated, a new clip leaked, this time from inside a courtroom hallway. You could hear reporters shouting questions, and a faint voice said, "They know what they did." Viewers swore it was Von's mother being escorted by security. The video hit 2 million views in 6 hours. Every outlet, every fan page, every podcast had one burning question. If she really had those private messages, what else was sitting in that phone? Because leaks like that don't stop at one chapter. They come in waves. Later that night, another insider dropped a hint on Twitter. Part 2 drops Friday. Screenshots ain't even the worst part. That tweet had 200,000 retweets before it disappeared. By then, fans weren't sleeping. TikTok was flooded with countdowns. YouTubers made thumbnails screaming "new leak incoming," and everyone waited for midnight like it was an album release. But nothing came. Midnight passed. No new posts. No new messages. Just silence, the kind that feels heavy. Like the eye of a hurricane. Then out of nowhere, a new account popped up tagged "Justice for V." Only one post, a black screen with white text. "He told me not to talk. I'm talking now." The caption read, "Next drop ends careers." The internet lost its mind. Bloggers begged for timestamps. Fans spammed the comments. Rivals mocked Durk's silence. But no one realized something bigger was already moving in the shadows. Because as fans waited for that next leak, federal records quietly updated. A new subpoena had been filed, this time requesting all digital materials provided by the family of deceased individual Davon Bennett. That's King Von's real name. The leak wasn't just content anymore. It was evidence. And that's where things get dangerous. Because if those files reach court, it won't just be careers ending. It'll be lives rewritten, alliances broken, and the line between justice and revenge erased forever. By the time dawn hit Chicago, the city felt split in two. Half the streets whispered justice, the other half whispered revenge. That new subpoena had turned what was once internet chaos into a real legal time bomb. If those files got accepted in court, the case of King Von could reopen from scratch. And you already know what that means. Lil Durk's entire world could crumble in real time. Entire world could crumble in real time. The blogs went feral. The final drop became the headline across every feed. One account claimed the Justice 4V page was being run by someone inside Von's mother's legal circle. Another said it was a decoy to bait Durk into speaking first. But the craziest theory came from a user who posted, "If this next leak really ends careers, the music industry might never recover." Because this wasn't just about a rapper anymore. It was about the system built around him. Labels, lawyers, producers, influencers. Everyone who looked the other way while loyalty rotted from the inside out. At noon, everything went silent again. No posts, no leaks, just tension so thick it felt scripted. Then, exactly 3:06 p.m., Von's mother's niece reposted that black screen with one change. A small red heart emoji and the words, "It's time." 30 minutes later, a 47-second clip surfaced on X, formerly Twitter. It was blurry, low quality, filmed from what looked like a cracked phone screen. But you could hear two voices, one calm, one shaking. The calm one said, "You ain't supposed to be saying none of this over text." The shaking one replied, "I ain't scared no more." Then right at the end, a whisper, "She knows." The internet exploded. Fans claimed the calm voice was Durk. Others said it was his brother. Analysts slowed the clip to 0.25x, matching pitch and cadence with older interviews. The similarity was terrifying. And just like that, the story mutated again. Was this the missing piece Von's mother had hinted at? Or was someone faking audio to push the narrative further? Doesn't matter. The impact hit like a bomb. That same night, one of Durk's old producers went live on Instagram saying, "Y'all don't even know the half. If she got that clip, imagine what else she got." He ended the live show abruptly when comments flooded with, "They are watching you." Meanwhile, Durk broke his silence. Kind of. He didn't speak. He posted a single photo, just his hand holding a folded piece of paper with the words, "No loyalty left," written in red ink. No caption, no tags. Within seconds, every comment said the same thing. He admitted it. That's confession energy. This man is tired. But the real shock came from King Von's mother hours later. She finally returned online, posting a statement that read, "I didn't want to destroy anybody. I wanted the truth. But if the truth destroys you, that's on you." The post got over 1 million likes in under an hour. Her tone was different now. Not angry, resolved. Like someone who knew the damage was already done. And the damage? Unfolding in real time. Durk's label quietly locked comments on all official pages. Artists postponed releases. Sponsors backed out of deals. One fashion brand reportedly paused a 6-figure collaboration until legal clarity. Insiders whispered that Durk's management had called an emergency meeting at 2 a.m. to handle fallout. But what they didn't know, the internet had already decided his fate. Every platform was dissecting his every move. Some fans defended him, saying grief was twisting the truth. Others posted side-by-side comparisons of the leaked clip and past interviews. The conclusion? 90% said it was him, and that's when the Fed stepped in. The Department of Justice confirmed new evidence, submissions under review related to prior organized crime activity. They didn't say names, but Chicago reporters connected the dots within minutes. If those digital files were admissible, Durk could face questioning. Maybe not charges, but the threat alone was enough to turn his world to dust. Meanwhile, Von's mother took the moral high ground again. She posted a photo of her son smiling, captioned, "My baby's story is finally being told." Fans flooded her comments with prayers, support, and warnings. Stay safe. You did what needed to be done. They won't forgive this, because deep down everyone knew, exposing family doesn't come without consequence. By morning, industry whispers grew louder. A private text leaked from an anonymous number allegedly linked to Lil Baby, reading, "Tell bro I'm staying out of that mess." If real, that confirmed what everyone suspected. Even allies were stepping back. No one wanted to be collateral damage in Durk's downfall. Bloggers kept feeding the fire. One headline read, "The Fall of the Untouchable." Another, "Durk's empire cracks under bloodline betrayal." People weren't just reporting anymore. They were celebrating. But behind that noise, something bigger was moving. Court insiders leaked that the FBI's digital forensics team had requested access to all third-party audio and screenshots tied to the leak. That meant one thing. The government now officially recognized the files as potential evidence. Once that happens, silence stops being a strategy. It becomes survival. Around that same time, Durk's cousin posted a cryptic story. "Blood doesn't protect you from karma." Within minutes, fans screenshotted it, reposted it, and turned it into a viral quote. It felt like the universe was closing in. Then, the unthinkable. Von's mother's live interview dropped. She sat across from a well-known podcaster, calm, collected, almost chillingly steady. "I ain't leaking for attention," she said. "I leaked for answers. They lied too long." The interviewer asked, "Do you fear retaliation?" She smiled faintly and said, "You can't kill a truth that's already gone viral." That line became immortal overnight. Memes, merch, TikTok edits. The quote was everywhere. Even rappers outside Chicago started, referencing it in lyrics. But the real emotional collapse came 2 days later when a Chicago Tribune exclusive revealed that one of Durk's close security members had requested federal protection. That meant someone inside was cooperating. The internet exploded again. Fans screamed, "The circle breaking! He's flipping! This is the end!" Now the story wasn't about guilt. It was about survival. Who would speak first? Who would betray who next? And that's when Durk reappeared one final time. No words, just a video. Black and white filter again. Same quiet energy from months ago. He looked straight into the camera and said, "You can't silence the streets. They already told me." End of clip. No music, no captions. Just that one haunting sentence. The next morning, reports surfaced that he'd left Chicago for undisclosed reasons. Some said Atlanta. Others said Dubai. Nobody knew for sure. Meanwhile, the Justice 4V page went private, and then gone. Like it never existed. And just when fans started breathing again, a small Chicago blog posted a claim that a third party had handed over voice note archives directly to investigators. 3 files, untitled, confidential. That was enough to send shockwaves through the entire hip-hop scene. Because everyone remembered what happened the last time audio evidence leaked. It destroyed trust forever. So here we are. A grieving mother standing on the ashes of silence. A rapper fighting shadows that used to be his own family. A city caught between loyalty and law. And an industry praying the next drop doesn't drag them all down. But the truth? It's too late, because what Von's mother started can't be undone. She cracked open a door that'll never close again. Whether those messages were real, edited, or something in between doesn't even matter anymore. The damage is permanent. The narrative has already replaced the facts, and in that chaos, the culture has its mirror. Fame without loyalty, success without peace, family without trust. That's the real story. The screen fades black. The comments start flooding. Fans debating. Bloggers guessing. The industry pretends it's business as usual while everyone secretly waits for the next notification, the next leak, the next betrayal. Because once blood turns digital, there's no going back. And somewhere, in a quiet room far from cameras, Lil Durk probably knows it too. That no matter how loud he raps, no matter how many songs he drops, the loudest sound now belongs to the silence between his name and King Von's. That's how legends fall. Not in a shootout, not in a courtroom, but in screenshots that outlive every beat they ever made. And if those new tapes are real, the ones under federal review, then the story of Lil Durk isn't ending with music. It's ending in history books, under a single chapter titled, "The Family That Leaked Itself." That's where this story pauses, not ends, because Spillora always keeps it raw, real, and unfiltered. And if there's one thing we've learned from the streets of Chicago, it's this: silence might protect you for a season, but truth always finds the mic. And now we're here, staring at the ashes of loyalty, wondering what's real and what was just a lie wrapped in love. The streets are quiet, but that kind of silence only comes before another storm. Because when you've got King Von's mother holding the truth in one hand and the industry shaking in the other, this isn't over. Not by a long shot, so let's talk about it. Do you think those messages were real? Was Lil Durk really trying to protect himself, or hiding a truth too dangerous to say out loud? Did Von's mom finally get justice, or just start another war that'll tear Chicago apart from the inside? And if the feds really have those voice notes, what happens next? Are we about to see the biggest courtroom twist in hip-hop history, or another cover-up that buries the truth under fame and fear? You tell me, because out here, opinions spread faster than facts. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't hold back. Hit that like button if you're done watching loyalty die in DMs. Share this video with someone who still believes silence means innocence. And remember, this is Spillora, where we don't chase clout, we chase truth, one leak at a time. Stay tuned, stay loud, and stay dangerous. Because this story isn't ending, it's just beginning. Because this story isn't ending, it's just beginning.